everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. If you're new here, I do handbag videos, updates, reviews, comparisons. Today I actually have a non-handbag update video. It's a request for an update of these beauties. These are my Everlane Day Heels, and if you've seen my previous videos, you would have known that I have a love relationship with Everlane's shoes. Now, Everlane is a San Francisco based company and they are known for their transparency. So whether that's in paying their workers, where they get their items, where everything is sourced, where it's made, the delivery, everything is on their website. So if you are interested, you can go, I'll link them below so that you can see. And they also pay their workers a very good wage, as well as just being very open about everything. I'm not sponsored by them, but I do want to tell you about the experience I had with their shoes. And since it has been requested that I do an update, I thought I'd just throw all of this out there in case you have not seen my previous videos. If you are interested in seeing my flats update, so the day gloves, which are the flats, which are the first ones that I have gotten from them, I'll link them below. Actually, my first pair of shoes, a pair of sandals, which I loved. I walked them to death and they're still actually in pretty good shape. But I brought them to my honeymoon in Bora Bora and I've loved it the whole time I was there. I mean, it's also kind of hard to not like it when you're in Bora Bora, right? So the day gloves are, I bought two pairs. One is in a light pink color and one's in a nude color. I love both of those pairs, and that's sort of why I ventured out into these day heels. Now, I'm not someone that wears heels a lot just because I like to explore, I like to walk around, I like to do a lot of things, and I feel like wearing heels isn't something that will allow me to do that. But as you might know, I am actually traveling right now for study and for, just exploring the city. I am in Australia, and I did not want to not bring a pair of heels just because in case I do hit an event or something that I need to be more dressed up for, I want to be able to have that pair of shoes. But it's also something that I don't want to have stop me from walking around. So this is a good compromise of the two. Let me just show you kind of what this looks like. If you know what the day glove looks like, this looks exactly like it, except it has a 2-inch block heel. So it's all leather all around. This one in particular is in the smooth leather, and it is also lined in leather. The bottom is also leather except for the sole part. It's very dirty. I know, I have to wash my hands afterwards, but besides this rubber part, but everything else is leather, which is why it's so dirty, because I'm obviously using it a lot. And yeah, it is very comfortable. Because of this little spring bit right here, it allows you to stretch and move, as you can see. And it is not heavily padded. There is some padding, but it's not heavily padded. But I've never felt like my foot was touching the ground too much, like the impact was too much, for example. I bought this in the size 6, which is my usual size, and I also bought the size 6 in the day flats, or day glove, which are the flats. So in case you're wondering, that's for me. So I've actually unboxed these back in December of 2018. It's been 4 months, but I did not wear it immediately after I unboxed it just because it was really rainy where I lived. So I did not want to do that. I have sprayed these with a waterproof spray just to protect it, but I don't know if you actually need to do that. Now, even though I sprayed it, I am not going to walk into puddles with it. It's just in case I'm out and it starts to sprinkle or something splashes on it, it doesn't get water stained. So that's why I do it, but I don't know if I can say if you don't do it, it'll be okay. So I don't know, but that's what I did with these ones. I've walked with them for, I don't know, I guess at least a month or a couple months now, but as you can see, there is hardly any wear and tear besides obviously the really gross bottom. But if you looked at around the shoe, there is not any scratches. Let me show you the other one. So I'm not playing favorites. So yeah, you can't see. If I look very closely, let me just look at it. Yeah, there's like maybe like a slight indent like right here on the heel of this one, and then on the other shoe there's a scuff right here. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, there's a scuff right there, but it's barely noticeable, and I have not tried buffing it out. It might come out, I don't know. I do know that if you get the metallic leather ones, the block heel is actually not leather lined or leather covered, so that might help the durability a little bit. I'm not sure. So my most recent wear with this one was the longest time that I've worn it. I wore it for Easter, and oh yeah, I actually have a photo of me wearing it for Easter. So if you want to see that outfit photo, I'll link it here, or you can visit my Instagram at Clutch to Carry All, so you can see more of these types of shoes, my flats, these heels there too. So my most recent time that I've worn it was on Easter, and I've worn it for maybe 10 hours. Now, of course, I've been sitting and standing and walking, so I'm not walking for 10 hours, but being on these for 10 hours, I was actually pretty good, except for the maybe last, I want to say 30 minutes of coming home. I was walking home from the bus stop, and I noticed my heel started feeling a little sore from just this area. And I mean, to be fair, if I wore flats all day, sometimes my flats do feel a little rubbing on like some edges or the back. So it's not just heels. For a heel to be that nice, to be that comfortable until the last like hour of the day, that's amazing, because this is like still 2 inches. Now 2 inches is not, you know, my, if I were to really go out, I'd probably wear like 3 or 4. So this is like half of that, but still it is so comfortable. I have to say. I do want to put a disclaimer out there that I know everybody's foot is a little different, so just because it worked for me doesn't mean it'll work for everybody, but I do want to share my experience with it in case you are looking for something that gives you a little boost, because if you're short like me, I'm only 5'1", you know, every little boost counts. And so if you are looking for something that gives you a little bit of a boost, but still be in walkable conditions, not hiking conditions, but walkable conditions, I would say to definitely look into this. And if you don't care about the height, I would highly recommend their day flats, day gloves. Yeah, the leather flats. It's really, really good, and it's not that expensive. I believe these were less than $150, and they're all leather, Italian made. So for what you're getting, you're actually not, it's not that expensive. And like I said, they treat their workers really well, so that's another thing I am all for. The day gloves and the day heels are about the same price. I believe the day gloves are slightly cheaper, but I'll link them all below. I'll also link the referral code that I have. I think there's like a $25 disc if it's your first time. I'm not sure. I'll just link it below. If you are interested, you don't need to use it, but if you are interested in using it, I'll link it below, and you can, and I'll also link these items below so that you can find them easier. Like I said, they don't just come in this color. This is in the pale rose, but they also come in many other colors, like dark, light, metallic, like I said, suede. So feel free to check it out. Sometimes Everlane also has these sales, and their sales are really funny because it's you pick the price you want to pay. I will link that below also if there is one going on right now. What it is that there are certain items on sale. You get to pick how much you want to pay for it, and each time you select something, they'll tell you what you're paying for. So if you pay the bare minimum, it's like you just pay for the item cost, like the material and the delivery fees, I think. And then if you pay a little bit more, then you give a fair wage to some other worker. And then if you pay a little more, then it'll allow them to do further research on future items. So when I first saw this, I was like, yeah, of course I'm going to pick the cheapest option, because why would I pay more? But then when I saw that if I just paid a little bit more, I can help somebody get a good day's wage. So, I mean, I found myself wanting to just pay a little bit more, because at the end of the day, it wasn't that much of a deal for me, but it could help somebody a lot. So I just love how Everlane shows you what you're paying for and what is happening to the money. So if you're also interested in something like that, or if you find that idea intriguing, definitely go visit their website. I mean, it's just cool to see. I hope this video answers the request video for the update of these shoes. Like I said, I don't think many things happen to them, even though I've used it so many times, as you can see. So I think that is a good update enough, but I will keep you posted if anything does happen to these. If you are interested in how I style them, like I said, visit me on my Instagram page at Clutch to Carry All. You can see up to date then in these videos. I hope you found this video enjoyable. If you have any other questions, do leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!